In upcoming episode, Lee Hyun's rage erupted like a storm as he hurled the tray of medicines and water from the royal pharmacist to the ground. The crash echoed through the chamber, sharp and jarring. "Leave me," he roared, his voice reverberating against the carved walls. Terrified, the maids stumbled back, tears streaking their faces as they fled down the corridor. Ji-young, lingering at the edge of the room, stood frozen, her heart drumming in confusion and dread. Moments later, the head maid stepped in cautiously, bowing low. "Your Majesty, the evening meal has arrived." One by one, the servants entered, carefully placing dishes upon the table, each plate prepared by Ji-young's hand. Still trembling with fury, Lee Hyun sat rigid, his chest rising and falling with uneven breaths. His tone was cold, clipped, merciless. "Leave, all of you." The head maid faltered. "When would your Majesty like to dine?" He surged to his feet, his piercing glare silencing the chamber. "Do you wish for death? Must I say it twice?" The women shrank away, retreating swiftly toward the doors. But just as they were about to slip out, his voice cut sharply through the air. "You, the one with the blue ribbon." Ji-young's steps faltered, her breath caught. "So this is the end." Swallowing her fear, she forced a steady smile and bowed deeply. "Yes, your Majesty." "Stay." His command was curt, his expression unreadable yet absolute. The head maid cast her a subtle nod before disappearing with the others, leaving Ji-young alone in the silence of the king's quarters. Her gaze flicked toward him, his robe hung loosely open, bearing the taut lines of his chest, his breath still rough from anger. With a careless motion, he tossed aside the object in his hand and lowered himself to the edge of his bed. Ji-young steadied her trembling hands, lifted the tray of steaming food, and approached. Holding the dish before him, her voice was soft yet unyielding. "Would your Majesty take a bite?" It was more than a question, it was an offering, a fragile thread of courage cast into the tempest. Could her quiet resolve soothe his fury? Or would the storm devour them both? Yet something in the air began to shift. The dreaded king, famed for his frost and unrelenting cruelty, showed fleeting sparks of warmth in her presence. On rare occasions, when she dared to praise him, a faint smile touched his lips, a sight so startling that courtiers whispered in disbelief. The untouchable monarch, they murmured, revealed a softer side only she could draw out. But where tenderness blooms, peril follows. Concubine King Makshu, unsettled by Ji-young's growing influence, seethed with envy, her heart, poisoned by jealousy, turned ruthless as she began weaving schemes to destroy the rival who dared hold the king's gaze. The palace, meanwhile, hummed with hushed rumors. Servants and courtiers spoke in shadows, questioning whether the chef had bewitched the fearsome ruler. Amid the swirl of gossip and the tightening web of danger, Ji-young tread with care, with wit, resilience, and her secret knowledge of the past. She prepared herself to outmaneuver the snares closing in, walking a razor's edge between the king's fragile affection and the deadly intrigues of palace life.